Game 7, the moment you all have been waiting for. It's the return to Game 7 in the NBA IHSAA. It's the Quakers and the Raiders. Coming up next, here we go. We welcome you to the Orioles' nest. The Red Pride Court has shut down, and it is a packed house in Avon. The Quakers hosting Game 7 in a neutral site here from the Orioles' nest. The Orioles, man, they are not here, but it is going to be a fantastic game. Maybe one of the most surprising games of the playoffs. Game 7, Harrison, Plainfield. Pat Green has a chance to get yet another NBA championship as a head coach. Pat Green looking very good as a head coach, and here we go. Both teams required to wear their away uniforms. So that's what they're doing. Orange for Harrison, red for Plainfield, and we are underway from Avon. And the Quakers will have ball first. Here's Eli Jackson with it. Jackson to Ferris. Logan Ferris for 3. Great start for Logan Ferris. Here's Will Lewis. He has the ball for the Raiders. Lewis gives it to Eck. Daniel Eck for 3, and we are tied. The Raiders trying to pull an upset in the finals. Jackson. Eli Jackson for 2. Chalet to Reifinger here. The Raiders trying to do something that Franklin could not do, and that is win 4 games in a row and win the series. Reifinger to Botsford. Botsford back to Eck. Back to Lewis. Will Lewis for 3. To the lead goes Harrison. The Raiders have the lead here in Avon. Here is Ferris. Logan Ferris for 3. He drains it. So Ferris is like, what? You left me wide open. Nice job. Reifinger. Henry Reifinger there. Reifinger for 2. No good. It's no good. Horner back to Roden. Here's Roden. Roden. Oh, he will lose it. Eck will get it. And Eck has room. Eck for 2. And the Raiders right back at it as they score again. And we are tied. Eli Jackson has it. Jackson, long range 3. It's good. Quakers back up front. And here we go. Reifinger there. He has it. Reifinger looks. And he would make it. Reifinger for 2, but the Raiders are still down by 1. It's a Quaker lead. Plainfield Quakers on top so far here from Avon. Eli Jackson has it. Jackson to Roden. Zach Roden for 3. Roden for 3, and Plainfield is pulling away. Lewis. Will Lewis for 3. He drains it. And this Raider team has some life. Here comes Jackson. Eli Jackson for 3. Eli Jackson going off tonight here in Avon. Here's Reifinger. He has it. Reifinger looks. Back to Eck. Eck. Fake shot. Shot fake again. Eck. Look at Lewis. Lewis has it. Will Lewis for 3 again. Jackson. Half court. No good. It's a 1-point game at the end of the first quarter. The Plainfield Quakers lead it by 1 at the end of 1. Man, what a game we are seeing. And here we go. And it looks like that there's a timeout. Looks like that there is no timeout. And here we go. Trey Davis gives it off to Will Lewis. Lewis has it. Lewis gives it back to Chalet. Back to Moyers. Eric Moyers has it. Back to Lewis. Will Lewis, really a fantastic player. Here's Moyers. Another fake shot. Back to Lewis. Young covering. Lewis. Davis. Trey Davis for 3. Raiders to the lead. Winner of this game wins the championship. The Harrison Raiders looking to win the finals for the first time in their franchise history. For 3, it's Cameron Young. Cameron Young for 3. Quakers back up front. Here's Lewis. Back to Davis. Back to Chalet. Chalet looks. He looks strong. Perry covering. Here's Botsford. Back to Lewis. Will Lewis going off. Raiders back up front. Nice shot by Will Lewis. And here's Cameron Young again. Young back to Witterholt. Witterholt looks. Back to Overton. Cooper Overton for 2. Game tied. Game tied. Here from Harrison, and it is Harrison ball as Cameron Young, with the Witterholt. It was both of them, Young and Witterholt with the block. In for the Raiders, Grant Irwin. Here's Will Lewis. Lewis looks, back to Trey Davis. Back to Irwin. Grant Irwin looks. Irwin for 2. Raiders back up front. Raiders looking to win it here in Avon. Young gives it back to Witterholt. Ben Witterholt for 3. Ben Witterholt has been outstanding tonight. Has been outstanding in his career. Irwin gives it back to Moyers. Back to Irwin. Grant Irwin drains the 3. Back up front goes Harrison. Nice 3-pointer there from Grant Irwin as the Lafayette Harrison Raiders have the lead. Here's Overton. Overton ties it up. Tie game. Overton for 2. Ties it up. Here is Irwin. Back to Moyers. Will Lewis from the corner for 3. Lewis can shoot, and he is shooting it well. Here's Young. Cameron Young ties it up. High-scoring game in Avon. Irwin gives it back to Moyers. Time draining. Here's Trey Davis. Back to Moyers. Eric Moyers, the 3, no good. Here's Perry. Perry. Young. Young. No buzzer beater. And at halftime, we are tied at 30. Welcome to the halftime report. Man, what a game we are seeing here tonight. Game tied at 30. And yes, sirree, Raiders lead it. No, game tied at 30, but yes, sirree, the Raiders and Will Lewis have been outstanding. The Raiders dropped 3 games in a row, and the Plainfield drops it. And the Plainfield drops 3 games in a row. And now, Game 7, final game of the season. Who is going to win the NBA IHSAA Finals? The Quakers, looking to win another one. Trying to win the championship. But the Raiders, they have life. Will Lewis leading that team. And we'll send you back out to the Orioles' nest. Welcome back to the Orioles' nest. The Quakers and the Raiders are tied in Avon. There's a bunch of fans here. There's a lot of red in the stands. Right finger has it. Final half of play in the season. Eck has it. Horner covering. Eck for 2. Raiders to the lead. Eli Jackson has it. Jackson holds it. Eli Jackson for 3. Quakers back up front here in Avon. Here is Chalet. Jacob Chalet looks. Chalet trains the 3 almost. He almost missed the 3. Chalet for 3. Raiders back up front. Here's Eli Jackson. Jackson looks. Jackson for 2. Nice shot by Eli Jackson as he is trying to bring this Quaker team to the championship win here in Avon. But here is Will Lewis. Lewis already has 15 points tonight. Lewis looks back to Eck. Eck looks strong. Eck for 2. Daniel Eck for 2. Raiders back up front. The Harrison Raiders back to the lead in Avon. Here's Eli Jackson with it now. Jackson has it. Looks like Abshar Khan wants to come in to the game for Plainfield. Jackson for 2, and we are tied. Biggest lead is 4 points by Plainfield. Here is Chalet. Chalet back to Eck. Back to Chalet. Jacob Chalet for 3. Chalet for 3 drains it. Timeout, Plainfield. Coach Nate Bingham calls the timeout. It's a Raider lead. The Harrison Raiders looking to win the finals for the first time in franchise history. Man, what a game we are seeing here. And here we go again. It is a 3-point lead for the Raiders, 40-37. Look at the crowd here. It's a red crowd indeed for the Red Pride. Pat Green looks really good for the Raiders. And Pat Green trying to lead the Raiders to their first ever championship in franchise history. Here is Nate Bingham. Coach Nate Bingham. And trying to lead this Quaker team to a championship. Kyle Perry is on the court for the Quakers. Perry gives it to Young. Back to Wiederholt. Wiederholt looks. Back to Young. Back to Overton. Cooper Overton for 3. And it is a tie game. Here's Grady Broughton. Back to Rockhill. Rockhill looks. He's a good player. Same as that guy. Broughton for 3. Man, this Raider team trying to win the championship. Game tied again. Tie game at 43. 43-43. Here is Michael Hummel. Hummel has it. Hummel for 2. Overton gives it to Young. Time is running out. Young looks. He flames it in. Young gets the corner and the dunk. Here is Broughton. Broughton. Oh, it's blocked by the defense. Here is Bakerlands. Half court. No good. Game tied entering the fourth quarter. The Raiders and the Quakers tie game entering the fourth quarter. We welcome you back to the Orioles' nest for the final quarter in this season. The Quakers, they have the advantage, but with the players. The score, however, you see it now. It is tied. Oh, Ferris is out there for the Quakers. Same as Roden, Horner, and Overton as well. And Young. Here's Young. Back to Horner. Horner slams it in. Quakers back up front. Horner with the dunk. And here we go. Harrison knows that this could be their final chance at a championship. Eck. Horner with the block. Eck gives it back to Chalet. Chalet looks. Back to Eck. Horner almost steals it, and it goes out of bounds, and it's a Quaker ball. Austin Horner starting to go off a bit on defense. And that is not what the Raiders needed. Quakers looking very strong now. They have the advantage. Here's Young. Young lob. Horner. Horner for 2. It's a 4-point game for the Quakers. Plainfield leads it against Harrison. The Harrison Raiders down 4. Here is Chalet now. Chalet looks back to Eck. Gives it to Eck. Eck. Moyers. Moyers for 2. He scores. It's a 2-point game. Listen to the Raider crowd. Here's Young. Young. Oh, what a pass to Overton. Back to Young. Young has it. Cameron Young for 2. And the crowd is going wild tonight. And the Quakers, they are trying to win it here in Avon. Here's Lewis. Lewis, the lob. Oh, what a dunk by Eric Moyers. It's a successful lob to Eric Moyers by Lewis. And the dunk is good by Eric Moyers. Here is Cameron Young now. 51-49. The score right now, Young for 3. Make it 54-49. We still have a lot of basketball left, though. Everybody knows this is win or go home. Somebody is going to be crying of sadness after tonight. Eck for 2. It's a 3-point game again. Daniel Eck for 2. And here we go. Here is Roden. Roden. He is good. He is fast. Roden looks. Back to Overton. Overton for 2. Raider defense not doing good so far. And here is Jacob Chalet now. Chalet looks. Back to Eck. Eck for 2. Count it. How about that shot by Eck? Daniel Eck for 2. And the Raiders are closing back in. It's a 3-point game. in Avon. Quakers lead it against the Raiders. Here is Young. Young back to Overton. Chalet looks. Zach Roden for three. Roden drains a three. What a shot from Roden. Zach Roden drains a three, and here we go. Still a high-scoring game. Lewis, Moyers, Chalet. Jacob Chalet for three. It's now a three-point game again. Raiders trying to win it. Here is Ferris. Logan Ferris looks. Back to Overton. Overton for three. Cooper Overton for three. Nice shot by Overton. And the Quakers are turning it up in Avon. Here's Lewis. Back to Eck. Horner, quick look. Look at Lewis. Will Lewis for three. Will Lewis again for three. What a beautiful shot by Will Lewis. And here's Zach Roden now. Roden looks. Back to Young. Cameron Young has it. Young looks. Look at the defense. Ferris for three. Logan Ferris for three. I don't know what that three was. I don't know what that voice was, but I don't care. Ferris for three. 65-59 the score right now. Here is Chalet. Ball out of bounds. It is Raider ball. In for the Raiders. It's Trey Davis. And in for the Quakers. Harper, Baker, lands. Kyle Perry. And yeah, here we go. Lewis has it. Lewis for two. Will Lewis has been outstanding tonight. He is trying to do well. 20 points tonight already for him. Here's Horner. Horner for two. Austin Horner not giving up. And how about that two by Horner? And the crowd is going wild here from Avon. Plainfield, they are trying to bring the banner to the Mountain Dew Forum. And look at Kyle Perry go. Perry steals it. Chalet with the block. It's blocked by Chalet. Here's Eck. Daniel Eck. Oh, Perry with the block. Kyle Perry with the block. 67-61 the score right now. And oh, Baker lands with the block. Defense for the Quakers. Outstanding. Roden's lob was way too early. Eck gets it back. Perry. Look at Lewis. Lewis. Oh, Eck. What a throw by Lewis and what a shot by Eck. What a throw over to Eck by Will Lewis. It's now a 4-point game. Here's Ferris. Ferris for two. 6-point game again. Hummel wants to come into the game for the Raiders. Jacob Chalet for three. Chalet is like, hey, you left me open, and I will shoot a three. Here's Ferris. He has it back to Horner. Horner holds it. Horner, Ferris, Logan Ferris for two. Ferris for two. Will the Raiders come back and win this game? That's the question. Plainfield choked the lead in Game 6. Will Lewis for three. back and forth here in Avon. Harrison not giving up. Roden to Baker Lands. Baker Lands for 3. Quakers looking happy here. And the lob by Chalet, taken away by Perry. Here's Kyle Perry. He almost lost it. Perry, Roden for 2, and the Quakers are pulling away. Here's Chalet, giving it to Lewis. Lewis, a great player. Lewis from long range. Oh, Roden with the block. Oh, man, what a block. Baker Lands for 3. Timeout, Harrison. Plainfield, few points away from the finals victory. Harrison calls a timeout. And here we go. And now, time, I think, for the New Balance Player of the Game. Yes, sir, it's Cameron Young who gets the New Balance Player of the Game here tonight. Lewis still out there. Chalet gives it back to Lewis. Lewis. Oh, pass taken away by Baker Lands. He did not want that. Baker Lands from half court. Does not drain it. Davis picks it up. Davis. Oh, loses it. Baker Lands. And Roden with the dunk. Zach Roden slams it in. And here's Chalet. Jacob Chalet. The 3, no good. Roden picks it back up. Plainfield, 4 points away. Roden misses. Baker Lands gets it. Steps out of bounds. Harrison ball. In for the Raiders. Grady Broughton. About Dockery out there. Hummel gives it to Broughton. Weirholt, Ferris, Horner, and Kahn. In for the Quakers. Here is Hummel. Hummel does not score. Roden, full court shot. Goes out of bounds. Nathan Rockhill in for Luke Dockery. And that is not good for the Quakers. Rockhill into the game. Here's Roden. Knocks it away from Broughton. Here's Broughton again. And Chalet for 2. It's a 10-point game. Chalet for 2. And here we go. Roden looks. Long range 3. No good. Rockhill comes down with it. Grady Broughton for 3. Here's Ferris. Ferris looks. The 3. Ferris, no good. Chalet picks it back up. Here's Chalet. Chalet looks. It's Lewis. Will Lewis for 3. Here comes the Raiders. Ferris gives it to Weirholt. Weirholt for 3. 1 point away from greatness. Plainfield, 1 point away from the win. Here's Broughton. Back to Rockhill. Rockhill for 2. And here we go. Roden. He's good. Pass, half court. Roden cannot drain it. Lewis picks it back up. Lewis looks. Lob taken away by Kahn. Amshar Kahn, full court shot. No good. It goes out of bounds. Raider fans are on their feet here. Lewis, Bonsford, Eck. Still in. Bonsford is into the game. Here's Will Lewis. Lewis looks strong. Back to Chalet. For three is Jacob Chalet. A 3-4. Harrison would win it. Ferris half court to win it. No good. Chalet picks it back up to win the finals. Chalet looks for three. The moment Harrison has been waiting for. They've done it! And the Raiders are champions. Jacob Chalet, game winner. Harrison comes back and pulls an upset. The Harrison Raiders are NBA IHSAA champions. And once again, give it to Pat Green. She should be coach of the decade. Leads a team that have not won in a while back to the finals, and it is a championship. And it's a game winner by Jacob Chalet. Jacob Chalet, game winner. Plainfield devastated. Plainfield loses. And here we go for the first time in history. The Harrison Raiders will be celebrating an NBA IHSAA championship. And here we go. Once again in her head coaching career, Pat Green is lifting up. The head coach is lifting up the trophy.
You're Bill Russell, Finals MVP.
Jacob Chalet is your Finals MVP. And no question about that. Leading the Raiders to the championship game. Raiders come back and win it in game 7. They win 4 games in a row in the championship. Jacob Chalet wins the game for the Raiders. Plainfield, 82-0 season, loses the finals. The Harrison Raiders wins the finals in Avon. Thank you for watching, everybody.